So good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. We are back in studio in Trinidad and Tobago, and I tell you what, it is Monday morning. We had a magnificent time in St. Thomas. We want to thank the festivals committee there for accommodating us, and of course all the fine folks at the Bluebeard Castle in St. Thomas as well. It was just a terrific few days in St. Thomas leading up to the Carnival, which they thoroughly enjoyed on Saturday in what was storm-like weather. Yeah, boy. My boy Chris there. Chris was on our table under our umbrella. Boy, I don't call it flood waters because it had water bending in our corner, you know. When I reached back to the hotel, my shoes soaking, my socks soaking, but the people who play mass, they enjoyed themselves. They couldn't care less. They were out in the rain, having a time, as they should. You know what I mean? You're done there already. So you can't let rain stop it, right? Rain does only stop cricket, as they say. All right? But thanks a lot to St. Thomas. We are back in studio now in Trinidad and Tobago, and we have to get cracking with some of the things that took place over the weekend, the appointment of the cabinet and so on and so forth. I want to get your thoughts and your expressions on that. And we're going to be rolling through extremely quickly here because we have a ton. We have a ton. All right, so very quickly inside the Newsday. Vita's house to host annual Cancer Remembrance Walk. CGWTU head says no regrets on taking 4% before election. Kamala gives thanks to Trinidad and Tobago at Victory Motorcade. Alexander to form new anti-crime plan. PNM officially picks Penny as opposition leader. Philip Edward Alexander says no issue with PEP's absence from cabinet. Government bets on Grenada's Nutmeg gas field. All right, woman stabbed in Barataria highway robbery. Analyst says UNC and TPP may have already sealed a deal. Grill house worker found dead in suspected robbery. What else we got? And Kamala says patience like Job heralds her comeback. All right, and those are some of the headlines in the paper this morning, and you can go take a read in those as you pick up your news this morning. So, we're going to take a listen to some of the questions put to the Prime Minister at the President's house during the swearing in of the cabinet members. I see that Dominic Smith did get his position. I think he's a perfect fit for that ministry, and I wish him the best. Dominic, good morning to you, man. Intelligent young man, just, you know. And that's what I told you all, you know. Everybody studying CAMS. The Prime Minister, but they're not studying. When they look at the people that she have behind her, she got some young, intelligent, vibrant people behind her, ready to work. And it's a nice mixture, I think, of experience and youth. So we'll see what happens as we move forward. But the media, oh God, but the media, like they wanted all the answers in one, you know, in one day. In one day. All right, now she did give a 6-month timeline, which, I don't know, you're playing with fire there. I have heard many people give 6 months in terms of reducing the crime rate. So I mean, you got to have a lot of confidence in the people that you have appointed, which would be Wayne Sturge and Roger Alexander. But 6 months. The last person that said that was, I think, Ulla Christopher, and we know what happened to her. So I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see what kind of effect they have. We're going to take a listen to what she had to say. A little reminder before we open the phone line, take some calls this morning. This morning, I want to take as many calls as possible. So those of you, I know I like to talk long now. You know, yeah, just keep it short and thing now. So, you know, we can accommodate as many people as possible. If you're calling in the first hour and you get through, hold your hand now. We'll do our next call session in the second hour after we chat with Eden Heights. All right, so let's let some information to you. Of course, Olive's House. Olive's House is a senior care facility, and they are located in the serene Sangre Chiquito area of Sangre Grande. They're located at Rosie Latchman Avenue, Eastern Main Road, James Smart Village, and they're beautifully situated with that spacious main area full living and dining rooms, fully equipped medical wards and assisted living quarters, and that comes with all required amenities and designed to offer comfort, freedom of movement and support to your loved ones in their senior years. Olive's House is operated 24/7 And they got a staff of professional qualified geriatric personnel with hot meals prepared daily according to specified dietary requirements. Now, to find out more, just give a call, to Olive's House Senior Care Facility, and you can call them or contact them on 232-6367, 291-7919, or 3744165. You can also find them on Facebook and Instagram. That's Olive's House. We also have J&P Pest Control Limited, and they are experts in all types of pest control, ranging from termites to rodents, ants, cockroaches, lawn pests, and much more. And they're armed with the latest techniques and technologies, including fumigation for drywood termites. Now, J&P Pest Control's professionally trained staff are ready to tackle even the most difficult infestations. So for a free inspection and quotation, you can contact them today at 61 to 65 Covine Road in Diego Martin. You can also call them on 227-0835, and you can WhatsApp them on 2508397. You can email them at jppestcontrol@hotmail.com as well. So let them shield your home or business from pesky pests, and that is J&P Pest Control. Make sure and contact them today. Also, Eden Heights. I want to remind you that Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean, and they offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including helotherapy, nutritional programs, weight loss programs, limb bagging, and much more. They also offer consultation services in knee, shoulder, back pain, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, live blood analysis, and more. And you can contact them today at any one of their 3 locations in Trincity, Chaguanas, or Tobago. You could give them a call on 640-8985. That is 640-8985. You could also call them in Chaguanas on 613-7571, or you could WhatsApp them on 493-9196, and you can also email them at edenheightsdistributors@gmail.com, and you will hear from them at the top of the hour. Also, I just want to remind you about roll right. I'm a roll right. So we want to remind you that Roll Right Alignment and Service Center is a one-stop shop for vehicle care. Located on Salim Avenue, Monroe Road, Chaguanas, Roll Right has everything you need to keep your ride in top shape. From new and used tires to speed balancing and 3D computerized wheel alignment, they've got it all covered. And at Roll Right, you can also get the full suite of vehicle maintenance services, including comprehensive suspension and vehicle repairs, injector flow bench diagnostic testing, and ultrasonic cleaning, servicing, oil changes, and vehicle diagnostic scanning. Roll Right also offers a wide selection of high-quality vehicle batteries, ensuring you're always powered up for the road ahead. So they're open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can visit them today at Salim Avenue, Monroe Road, Chaguanas, or call 303-8344. You can also find them on all social media platforms. So Roll Right Alignment and Service Center, always rolling right. Make sure to check them out today. And with that, we take our first break this morning. When we return, we will get into what the Prime Minister had to say to the media in terms of some of the questions that they put forward to her. And we'll get your thoughts on those cabinet picks this morning. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up after this.
It's time to secure what matters most. Your family, your home, your peace of mind. Secure them all with Armor Security. Advanced protection starts from just $4 per day. Armor Security, powered by Flow, partnered with All Pro, inspired by you. Visit us in-store or online at discoverflow.co to learn more.
Celebrate Mom, the Queen, with a Shamir Spa gift voucher. Amazing facials, pedicures, and massages. A perfect way to say thank you for all she does. Visit or order online at shamircaribbean.com. Call 285-9053.
The St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival 2025 on May 6th. Pure Jazz featuring Mateo Mancuso. On May 8th, Grammy-nominated Jasmine Horn. I remember you. On May 7th, Kingdom Night, Maverick City Music. Gospel powerhouse Tasha Cobbs Leonard. On May 9th, Beanie Man and Bounty Killer unite. Young Brother, Patrice Roberts, Ricky T, The Story. On May 10th, the world unite for World Beats. Nigeria's Ruga. Joe Duet Feely. Summer Walker. The ultimate celebration on May 11th. Ronald Boo Hinkson. John Legend's soulful voice. Dance under the stars to Earth, Wind and Fire's hits. Purchase tickets at stluciajazzandartsfestival.com.
Anytime you see this band consistent, we go be the last man standing. From the time we shake up the band, watch the people them start to jam, we'll be the last man standing. From the time we reach on the stage, we all mash up everything. Now, everything go mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up. The whole party go mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up. Just call me Mr. Mash Up. Everything I get mash up. When I touch the stage, I make the people put their hands up. Yeah, you know we camera. That is how we.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
At the castle, we just love moms.
I love you, Mommy.
And this Mother's Day, we are cooking up a storm with lots of tasty food. So forget about cooking. Let us fix dinner with a popular family meal. And lunch is a breeze with a snack box and the fish, chicken, and veggie sandwich combos. Oh yeah, and we've got the chicken and wing buckets, plus rotisserie meals, and of course, delicious sides. And it's all cooked with our nice local seasonings. So take a break and enjoy. Happy Mother's Day from Royal Castle.
Hey, all you let we go Vincy Mars this year. I don't hear everybody talking about the vibes, the all-inclusive party, the juve, the street parade, and the competitions in pan, mass, and calypso. And don't talk about soca monarch. It's real bad. And to top it off, Vincy Mars is easy on the pocket, but it's classy and very safe. So all you let we go Vincy Mars this year is June 27th to July 8th, and we in that. Book your tickets and accommodations early. For more information, email info@vincymass.vc or find them on IG at Vincy_Mass, on Facebook at Vincy Mass, or log on to www.vincymass.vc. Let we go Vincy Mass 2025!
To strengthen your immune system, you need to nourish your body with foods rich in antioxidants. Exercise regularly and build your immunity with supportive nutrients. That's why the experts at Jameson created products for immune support made with pure ingredients. For 100 years, Jameson has helped take care of you and your family. At Jameson, your wellness will always be our goal. Jameson, here for your health.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
All right, so we're back on Breaking Dawn this morning, and as we return, just before we get into things, we want to remind you about Jameson. Jameson, that's right. So we want you to boost your immune system with Jameson immunity products to fight off the seasonal sniffles, such as their cold fighter with echinacea, vitamin C chews with the honey lemon flavor. And for additional support, you can try the delicious vitamin D3 chews and ultra strength zinc. Chew, fight, and feel amazing with Jameson trusted vitamins and minerals. All right, so that is Jameson. And at this point, all I can tell you all is please go and get registered for Run Stefan Run. You could register online at trinbagoevents.com. You could go to Sports and Games, and you can purchase what they call a coupon code. That is Sports and Games in Grand Bazaar, Gulf City Mall, and Trin City Mall. Just go get registered. Run Stefan Run is Sunday, May 25th. And with that, could you give me the PM Kamala clip? The Prime Minister answered some questions from the media. So we want to take it to that, and then we'll take some calls.
You notice no substantive Minister of Trade or Tourism. What's your thinking behind that?
No, we have someone in tourism.
But no substantive Minister.
There is a substantive minister, yes.
Who is it?
I will tell you another day. That person is out of the country today, but in the week you will get that.
How many more additions to the cabinet then?
None.
Just that one to go again?
The size of your cabinet, Madam Prime Minister, is much smaller than in the last time around in 2010. Was there any mathematics into it? Why did you think a smaller cabinet will work better for your government?
Well, I tried to get the best talent that we could. Persons are qualified in the various fields. For the moment, I'm confident that we can govern with the cabinet of this size. Should it become necessary, we can increase. There's always room for change. So we will go forward as we are at this time.
May I also ask about the monies projected to be or promised to be paid to the families of those divers? How important is that?
My Attorney General will address himself to that matter and get back to you. Go ahead, AG.
I do not know yet whether any monies have actually been paid. We will investigate that. And of course, if it's a commitment of the state, and it is, we will fulfill.
And also, Madam Prime Minister, just one more. I mean, a lot of commitments were made on the platform along your campaign. And you, of course, told the population, you hold me to it when I get into office. Do you have a 100-day plan or a 3-month plan in which you expect these things to happen?
I have a 1-day plan. I take it 1 day at a time.
Amen.
And we will do the best that we can. I really think all of us are committed to keeping track of what we promised. And it's not just about promises, it's about really taking care of people. I think my entire cabinet carries forward with that thinking, and we just do the best as we can, 1 day at a time. There's some low-hanging fruit, as I said, that we can do without too much money, but I'm already on a track now to find revenue streams. We need to diversify the economy, which will take a little longer. And that's why I talked about what we have a competitive advantage in, which is in the energy sector. And we'll be exploring that as early as tomorrow morning.
On Thursday, you made a bold promise to make this country.
And the other one is agriculture. We need food security. We have the best climate. We have the sunshine. We have everything that it takes. And therefore, we need to get more into agriculture so we get food security. Our food import bill is over $6 billion. US dollars. Let's get food security locally as much as we can. And then we have such tremendous talent. Trying to make that because of our diversity in culture and in talent. That's another area we can explore. You mentioned tourism. That's an area we want to push with the tourism trust. But I'm sure maybe it wasn't mentioned, but I do have tourism for me is going to be very important thrust as well. I talk about diversified, but those are some of the areas that we can go into rather than putting all our eggs in the energy basket.
On Thursday, you made a bold promise to make this country safer within 6 months.
Yes.
You've appointed, you split national security as promised in your manifesto and in your campaign. How confident are you that Mr. Sturge and Mr. Alexander could realize that promise for you?
Well, as I tell you, one day at a time, I place my confidence in them. I believe we can do it. I don't even recall the 2010 to 2015 period. We did bring crime down to the lowest, in fact, in 31 years. And we didn't have many of the things we have today. Today we have the technology, far more technology that can help us in the fight against crime. So I'm quite confident that we will be able to bring crime down. We may not be able to eradicate it completely, but I do believe and we'll give it every shot that we have to bring the crime levels down. So don't just look at Sturge and Rush Alexander. The Office of the Attorney General is a very important office as well in the fight against crime. And should it become necessary, we do have a lot of other persons who have committed to work with us, especially in the area of the technology, to help us in that fight against crime. So how confident? Today I am very confident that we will give it everything we can, but that is the number one priority in our country, the crime issue. Philip will tell you that crime is the number one issue.
Who's the House Speaker?
Who is the House Speaker? You'll find out when I open the Parliament.
You mentioned gas and Grenada, and during, publicly you have said that President Maduro is a dictator and a narco state. So is it that you're looking at other opportunities for revenue generation, energy?
The drug gas is dead. We'll be foolish to not look elsewhere. And in fact, we should have started that search long ago. We should not have put everything into the drug and gas. That is dead. It is dead. They kept it alive for 10 years. And if we couldn't do that in 10 years, you're not going to do it now. Let's look right here in the Carnival, as I mentioned, Grenada, Guyana, Suriname. And of course in Tobago, we had begun work when I was last in office, looking at Tobago to see if we are so close by, there could possibly be oil and gas in the territory, Tobago territorial waters. I'm sorry if I'm rustling a bit with this virus.
You spoke to Mr. Rubio yesterday.
Oh, yes, yes.
Did you talk about drug and gas at all? Anything about energy sector?
Not at all. We talked about the energy sector, but drug and gas is there.
You won't pursue that at all in terms of cross-border gas with Venezuela?
Not
anyway.
at this point in time. Who knows in the fullness of time? All things are possible. But at this point in time, I'm looking at the Carnival. I'm definitely looking at our own cousins, brothers and sisters in the Carnival.
And refinery, are you going to reopen the refinery as promised
We
in
are
campaign?
committed to opening it. We will have to do feasibility studies, and that will be done as well.
You mentioned a repeal of the revenue authority. Going forward, would your government revert to the old land and building tax regime?
Again, my Attorney General will explore all avenues to see where we go. Not all answers are available to the members of the
Madam Prime Minister, the hospital, the children's hospital.
I want to open that. I'm passing today. I said I have to open this hospital.
All right. So we're back, and those are some questions posed to the new Prime Minister, Kamala Prasad there. She mentioned, crime was one of the things that I was very interested in. She said, if you remember well, between 2010 and 2015, they brought crime down to the lowest. And I want to believe she made an error there because she couldn't be saying 31 years. I think I heard her say 31 years, but 31 years would take you back. If you're looking at 2010 to 2015, that takes you back to like 1979 to 1984. And I don't think the crime rate was lower, had dropped to that low. Unless you check in 2025 and check in 31 years back from this year, but you can't check that, right? You can't check 31 years from 2025 because 2020 to 2015 was before, right? The last 10 years, so you had to check 31 years going back. But nevertheless, maybe she calculated it wrong. But even then, while the crime rate did drop between 2010 and 2015, it was mostly due to the year with the state of emergency, if I'm not mistaken. All right? So I don't know about that. But this is par for the course with anybody that's speaking about crime. if you are going to speak about crime and you're going to speak about having an effect on crime, I would not put a timeline. And you have the headline with the 6 months, the 6 months headline, because she committed herself to 6 months. 6 months. I'm not too sure if 6 months is a realistic timeline, but I guess we will see. But I just don't like when they put a timeline to dealing with crime. You know, and I wouldn't say 6 months. If I'm going to give a timeline, I would probably say a year. Within the next year, we will see a gradual decrease in crime. But she seems very confident in terms of the persons appointed to deal with that. Hello, good morning. Yeah, what's going on?
Get us now.
Talk to me.
Now. The media is alive, right?
If?
I said the media is alive.
Oh, well, yeah. They wanted all
the media are dead.
They wanted all the answers in one shot.
No, but I can't understand that. When they used to be talking to the PNM government, they never used to be talking like that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying there? Give the people a chance. Probably she have a 100-day plan. As she says, she have no 100-day plan, but she have a day-to-day plan.
Yeah.
I think the first thing they should do is take everybody, even the media, and take them to the finance. Let me hear what's going on with the treasury now. First, and then they could talk, they could make all them problems. Let's take all the media and carry them in the treasury, and let me see what's going on.
All right.
Later.
Yeah, man. And I saw on that note, I saw that, anyhow. Perfect. It now stopped. Yeah, I saw that, on some social media pages, she said that, listen, she's going to talk to her Minister of Finance to establish the true state of the economy. People don't start to run with that on social media, talking about, oh, they get fooled. It's not a matter of any promises not going to be kept at this point. At this point, the first thing you ought to do as an incoming government is assess the state of the economy. That is not something that is far gone. That is the obvious thing to do. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Stefan.
Yeah, man.
Good morning to all your people.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
You see 6 months? 6 months, I agree with that. Any manager who was the salt put KPIs and metrics to monitor and check basically the variance. So I am with that.
Okay.
So everybody have to hit the ground running. That is what she said in 6 months. So all those new people, ministers and things. For example, you know what coming up? Selection of a police service. We know the executive.
The commissioner, selection of a commissioner of police, yeah.
Right, but we also know all the executives. Most of them are tainted. Remember the one, the DCP INI, who have an issue with Brent Thomas? Right, putting that aside, the other thing I want to talk to, I want to clap back at Michaela, She made a mumu by inserting herself into the election because her father's legacy could have been accomplished without any sort of commotion if they had got that super majority. And 2 of the seats, 3 of the seats, she got enough votes to have caused it to be like that. That is, I think, Candy Malabar and the other one.
Yeah.
People have to understand the 2 constitution in Trinidad now is made by the PNM for the PNM, 1976 constitution. No participation, nobody voted, Eric William had everything. And he gave us that constitution, and the only time any other government had a chance to change it was the
NAR 33,
was the 33. When Kamala and them get the 29, they couldn't change it. There are certain laws you could have changed, but not the constitution in that form or fashion. And people have to understand. And Michaela have to remember that the collapse of not the collapse, the persecution of Pandey was not Jeremy. It was 3 people from the UNC went to Manning. And he went to Manning and said, look, it had corruption in the UNC. And when they brought it to ANR said, but it's a tie. And when you have a tie, how you break the tie? He say, okay, 3 of them fellas inside
All right.
the government say it's corrupt.
All right,
So
all
that
right.
is why
I hearing you. I
I
hearing
call
you. Yeah. But you're taking up a lot of time. I don't want to let people get carried away with going 2.5 minutes and all kind of thing this morning. Hello, good morning. Don't take no offense to it, but we're just trying to keep it flowing. Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, man.
Morning. It is good that the media is alive and asking questions as long as they do it constructively.
Right.
In America, in 100 days, Trump was able to close the border and do a lot of things that they thought that they changed laws and do all kind of thing, all because they have ICE going after these illegals and criminals and them kind of thing. So in Trinidad, the same thing happened.
But he
Crime
was
will come down.
he was able
It
to
is-
do that
yeah.
through the power depend and signing executive orders, eh?
Good. No, at the same time, you see, we've seen that the Americans training in Chagaramas right now, and we've seen some helicopters flying on the East-West corridor and all at the same time.
All right.
So there are lots of things. There are lots of things happening behind the scene that we're not aware of. And with that happening now, there are lots of things that is going to happen differently. My only issue is about generating income, and this is where my concern comes, because once the police start to go after the criminals, it's easy thing. All that is build jails. Now, when Jack Warner had converted one of the NESC building to a small jail or something in Arima.
Yeah.
So they need to do things like that, and they need to up the judiciary now, that cases will be tried very speedily and everything. It doesn't matter if you lock up people for 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever it is. But the main thing is they have them behind bars, and that will help with the crime situation. So, and people talking about she talking about gun and they're making issues and all kind of thing, and people carrying on in a particular way, is that people getting illegal guns. Crime is what it was then to where it reach now, and it may take another 10 years if they follow, well, get jobs and get this and that. But we do it in the now. When somebody like when they rob you and the gun was at your head, you wanted to get that relief. No, I know my pray you pray.
Yeah.
So in that sense, we need to deal with this now, and we have to put fear in the criminals' minds. So we need to be going after them and know that when they come in your home, they have some competition to deal with.
All right.
So we can talk a little more. We'll get a chance.
Yeah, no problem.
You have a good day.
Yeah, man. I think. All right, let me take this one. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Mr. Stefan.
Yeah, morning. Go ahead.
The only issue with appointments, I told Kevin Ramnarayan when I be the Minister of Energy. I don't know if the post was offered to him. I don't know if he employed somewhere else and he couldn't take up the post. But I thought Kevin would have gotten Minister of Energy nod. I saw Gigi said he had no issues with Roger. He assisted him a lot while he was Commissioner of Police to go after rogue elements. Right? And the 100 days plan, well, right now, all them journalists say, tell Kamala she had no honeymoon, you know.
Well, yeah, but
I
I don't think she.
Yeah,
but I don't
all
think.
them journalists say, even the minister running the money, the shun, he say, all they had a honeymoon, you know. We coming out, we looking at all here. And she know that.
Yeah, I think.
She knows she under a microscope.
No, but I think she doesn't want she's not on a honeymoon period. She want to get down to work one time.
Yeah, right. She had no grace.
Yeah. She do business with that. Yeah.
Right. I see Minister MP Stewart having a press conference at 2 p.m. I don't know what he coming to talk about, but we wait to see. Okay, we'll talk.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah. I saw his father put out a post on social media. I had to laugh, yes. But nevertheless, hello, good morning.
Morning, Stefan. How you going?
I don't know whether to make that an issue. Yeah, go ahead.
Stefan, let me tell you something. You see, when people put in timeline on things, what they do is cross-reference it to other places in the world where similar situations is happening. And everybody thought El Salvador could have never cleaned up the crime in their country. Right now, El Salvador is one of the safest cities in the world because you have to have the willpower and the right people to do it. I think with Alexander leading this charge here against crime, we could clean up crime in this country within 3 months. Like the man say, who don't want to abide by the law would have to deal with the law. And what we didn't have in the last government was the right people and the commitment to deal with crimes because the criminals started to get too comfortable and feel that they didn't have no law upon themselves. This is our difference here. We will see, I'm telling you, we would see a big difference where crime is concerned with the right people. And I think Alexander is the right man backing with Wayne Sturge and all the other people who she have mobilizing with her. And we will see a real big impact on crime in this country. And one other little thing is that if you notice, apart from the people who she have in she government, there's a lot of people who is in the background supporting her. I'm talking about the right type of people. That wasn't, you didn't see that in the Rowley government or the other government. You did see a set of people only clapping, and Rowley could not tell all the way he want, and they clapping and laughing.
Right.
And this is you are seeing a difference in the selection of the people and the people who is there to give support to this government. Trust me, we'll work to see a better trade out there. Take care, man.
No problem, yeah. Just before I go to the next call, interestingly enough, they have said that Revenue Authority is out. And this is with immediate effect. This is without even a day in office. This is just a swearing in. Property tax. We'll talk about that a little bit later on when we take a listen to what Dave Tanku said. But on the issue of property tax, he said if you have paid and you abided by the law, you shouldn't be penalized by, having paid, you will be refunded. It's only right. Right? That's why I keep telling all you, forget input and them with this property tax thing, Remember, I keep telling all of that? Don't take them on. All during the course of the election, they were sending out letters, telling people how much property tax they win and all kind of thing, I get a letter, man, I throw that in the dustbin. You understand what I'm telling you? I throw that in the dustbin. I said, what is this? I wouldn't even bother to contact my landlord on that. I don't throw that in the dustbin. I'm telling you because I know. That ain't never going to materialize. You understand? So they reverse that. I heard Barry Padarath speak to the fact that they will not be raising electricity or water rates because you have state-owned companies that are not paying their bills. And why should the average citizen have to deal with a rate increase to fill the gap or to close the gap because the state-owned company is not paying the bill? He said, no, state companies have to pay the bill. Cadifono payments, they have to pay the bill. You understand? Morning. So already, in other words, already they've made some... Morning. And just a minute, hold on. Yeah, welcome. Thank you. In other words, they've already made some very key decisions in terms of those increased bills and taxation that was being put on to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Hello, good morning. Yeah.
Yes, Stefan. I have a slight issue, right? You remember when Ula would have gone before the Joint Select Committee, and she said she wasn't supporting the comments made by Alexander, and of course he took his vacation leave because he had 3-5 years how much vacation leave, right?
Very quickly they sent him on that.
Grown,
I said
What you said?
Yeah, I said as soon as he made the statement on Beyond the Tape, he was sent on leave one time. Yeah.
No, he applied for his leave. He applied. He had about 3 years pre-retirement, going into 4, whatever, right? So we all know he has the brawn, but he may lack some of the brains, right? He used to be on the show and he would not be totally correct with some of the offenses. Long story short, right? So you have Stage in defense, and then you have Justice, right? So it will be like a triangle. You're making the dots, you understand? Because with justice comes the new legislation and implementation of it, you understand? So we're hoping. And he's hands-on and you need it, something like Burroughs in the days. I mean, you would have heard, you probably were not born yet. So I see it as positive. Congrats to Tanku, who I know personally. He is a very fair and the qualifications of these persons in the cabinet, you cannot, there is par excellence. So all the best to all of them, and we'll see.
All right,
Thank you,
cool. No
Stefan.
problem. Yeah, on Burroughs thing and me being too young, I do appreciate that. But yeah, I know Burroughs used to go on Anderson Street in St. James by a certain see a woman there. Anyhow, let me leave that alone. Let me leave that alone. I don't want to raise nobody from the dead. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Stefan.
Yeah, morning. What's up?
Yeah, fine, thank you. And how you do?
I cool, man.
Stefan, with all the callers and them there for this morning, one caller I agree with you this morning is Barco. We could get this thing done. We vote to get it done. We don't want to find out at what time and what. We go in and get it done. You understand what I mean? And this is no joke about it. Barco said 3 months. I go say 4 months. I just go in with him because he's seen just like I seen. We could get it done. We had the people there, and we have to get it done. This is not no football game to go one time and start to score one time. You understand me? This is a chess game.
Yep.
You have to watch the game, play your move, and this is it. I told you from last week, the last 2 weeks ago, this is a chess game. You have to go with 4 things: application, determination, anticipation, and concentration. And this is what them men going up there with, and we're going to get the work done. Have a nice day.
All right, man. No problem. All right, we're going again. We have time to take a couple. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. What's up?
Blessed good morning to you, sir.
Same to you.
I love the statement. I love the word she sat up with. Or what should I say, the line. You know, she's going at it one day at a time. You understand? And this is very good.
Yeah.
That means she understands that with God all things are possible. You understand?
Yeah.
We voted for change, right? How do we expect it to happen abracadabra?
Yeah.
PNM was in power for 10 years. They gave us nothing. We gave her a chance. Why can't we wait?
Okay.
Huh? You understand? When you're cooking, you take time to make your pot, do things. You understand? Let us keep this woman in prayer, have a positive mind, and hope and pray that all things should work out. It is a betterment for the country for all of us to live in.
Yeah.
Right? Why you all getting on? Oh, I give she one day, I give she this, she know what she's saying. Let me tell you something. She know what she's doing. And I pray that God will continue to give her the strength and the grace to do what she has to do so that we can live in a better country. Okay?
All right.
So you continue to do the good work that you're doing, Stefan. You know, I look at your program every morning.
Yes, my
and you
dear.
know, you share, you really do a good job. Hats off to you and God bless you, sir. Have a good day.
All right, no problem. Thanks a lot. The other thing that I'm surprised nobody mentioned here is the issue of the Dragon Gas deal being dead. She was very clear on that. She said it is dead. You kept it alive for 10 years. You couldn't get anything done. Why are we going to still pursue that? That is dead for now. Now, she did say it's subject to change. And of course, that is logical thinking because everything is subject to change. It depends on America's position on Venezuela or what happens in Venezuela as it relates to the leadership, from a leadership standpoint. So that would be subject to change. But she did say that we're going to search elsewhere. And she said, I have a little surprise for all you. And she mentioned Grenada, right? That's very interesting. She mentioned Grenada, Guyana, and Suriname. So they're going after these other options within the CARICOM, which is sensible. Morning.
Stefan, morning.
Morning. Go ahead.
So I want to suggest to the Prime Minister and all the new ministers and so on, I want to say congrats and suggest to them they need to introduce a system because I'm seeing on social media here, there are people who you could obviously link them to certain political affiliation, complaining that Kamala is going to refund people with the property tax, and further complaining that Barry Padarat looking to stabilize electricity rates. So we want to be fair to everybody. What they need to do is implement a system of registration. So if you don't want back the property tax, you don't want the refund, register. So everybody else could get theirs. And if you want to pay heighten the electricity rates, register. So if you don't see it, your name there, you're going to pay the regular electricity rates. Listen off here. Good
Yeah,
morning.
man. I saw those posts. People actually tried, it has some trolls from the PNM. And every little thing they try to nitpick at, right? As early as they say, cabinet now sworn in, cabinet now sworn in. And they start already to pick apart. And one of the things that they said is, oh, look, they want to get people a refund. You know, like, well, if you don't want your refund, fine. I agree with what the caller just said. You go and register and say you want to pay. You understand? If you want to pay more for water and lights, you go ahead and pay. You go ahead and say that. You understand what I'm saying? You go and let them do that. I tell you. Morning. Hi. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, morning. Go ahead.
Hey, Steph, what's going on? He's a hard man to get away.
Oh gosh, now, I inside what happened?
I don't live in Trinidad, right?
Uh-huh.
I just follow up the politics and I'm watching all the media like they're getting down on this lady, but why they cannot do that with Rowley though? Like why the afraid he oppose them they don't oppose here at all, right? You understand? Like I listen and the next thing I'm watching too, I see everybody gonna get back the property tax, but it's like they want it. I've seen plenty stoops from them now, but I feel like I should come down there and hold up a box, with the name of the property tax and let them bring it for me. You know? Like nobody don't want it, but you know what I mean? Who actually decline money, you know what I mean?
I saw the same thing on social media that you and the previous caller talking about, and I said, but look at these people are be either real petty or totally insane.
Yeah, but hey, I'm gonna open a little website or something. I will call back and let you know with the website, let them come and they go donate the little property tax to me. Who don't want it? You understand? Because Rowley never give them nothing like that.
Yeah, man.
You know? The country hard all the time.
I hear you.
All right, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'll call later, man. You know who it is, right?
Yeah, man.
I will send you a voice note.
Cool, man. No problem. Yeah, man. All right, I can take one more, and then I got to take a break, and we got to get to Eden Heights. And after Eden Heights, we'll take a listen to what Dave Tanku, the new Minister of Finance, had to say. We'll talk about that as it relates to the property tax and other things. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Stefan.
Yeah, morning.
Morning. I'm listening to the comments and stuff today. I think people seem to forget that she has been there before. You know,
Yeah.
she has been Prime Minister before. She knows exactly what is what.
Yeah.
And people should realize that she's not taking on the social media chats as serious because now she's there, she's going to perform. And the guy who, as I'm saying, I'm not in Trinidad, right? But I do keep up with the
with the affairs, yes. With the affairs, yes.
Yeah. The guy who's taken over the role of for policing. What's his name again?
For what?
The police.
Oh, Roger
Alex. Control the crime.
Right. It's it's a dual kind of operation where you have Wayne Sturge as Minister of Defense, and then you have Roger Alexander as Homeland Security. Yeah.
Roger Alexander, he took time off away. I reckon he went away and got more ideas, more training, more insight on crime. He wouldn't just go away and settle on a beach. And he came back. I look at many of his speeches, and he's articulate now. He knows what he's saying. He knows a lot more to when he was on the badge. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I think people should stop and think. Kamala's been there before. She knows what she's on about. The government that was there before was not doing their job. Yeah. She wasn't there. She was doing the job. The Trinidadians just didn't want to vote her back in. So I am pleased that Roger Alexander is doing his bit, and I believe that we are going to do it within 6 months. Bad timing to say, yeah. So thank you very much, Stefan.
No problem. All right, thanks a lot.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. Just on a kicks thing. People message me over the weekend. They say, Stefan, the Prime Minister said that she still has a Minister of Tourism to appoint, but that person is out of the country. Well, I was in St. Thomas. I said, well, it ain't me. Like that's what must be done. No. But as we take a little pause here on the calls and we get ready to go to the break and get to eat nights. Crime, the reason why I start with crime this morning, and I'm glad that people are focusing on the appointments of Wayne Sturge and Roger Alexander and the new era of what we call national security, because there is no Minister of National Security. There is a Minister of Defense and a Minister of Homeland Security. So that within itself has been split in two, right? The Prime Minister spoke about technology and things like that, right? Now, crime has to be the starting point. Because if you don't have a handle on crime, you cannot grow your other sectors, especially tourism. And I can tell you, from going to Antigua and St. Vincent and the Grenadines and places like Grenada and St. Thomas and even Miami, right? The money generated from tourism and all these other islands is what keeps their economy rolling. So when we're talking about diversification, tourism plays a big part, but we cannot get there with tourism if our crime rate is up here. Crime has to come down for these other sectors to prosper, okay? To make people more comfortable to come to Trinidad and Tobago. There are some things that I have seen in other islands in terms of how they approach their tourism sector that I would love to see implemented in Trinidad and Tobago. I see outside of tourism now, because like I said, crime is the sore that needs to be healed in order for us to progress further, right? In order for education, even from education, everything to move forward, we must get a handle on crime. All right? So we got to start there. I see that Michelle Benjamin, I want to say good morning to Michelle Benjamin. Michelle Benjamin is the new Minister of Culture and Community Development. I have spoken in length on the importance of culture and community development. Community development, I have always said, is one of the key ministries or sectors in alleviating crime. So crime, and I think the Prime Minister did mention it, crime is not just this or that or the other or two men. Crime is a whole, a lot of other things that are connected. So in that connectivity, community development plays a key role. So Michelle Benjamin, to me, and that Ministry of Community Development and Culture has to be connected to the Homeland Security and the Ministry of Defense in order for you to have a complete effect on crime. Because it starts in the community. Okay? It starts in the community. So we have to develop the communities in order to build up the communities so that we could bring down crime. That is the next thing too. So all you understand where we're going with this, right? I think that Vandana Mohit is the perfect fit for Ministry of Social Development. I have worked with her in terms of the cerebral palsy issue. They couldn't put a better person in our ministry. I know I'm telling all you. She gonna get things done, right? And she have a heart. Okay? So I think she's a terrific fit there. Saddam Hussein, good morning, and I think perfect person. Jolene John as Minister of Works and Infrastructure, perfect. I don't know any woman that has worked harder than Jolene John. Jolene John is our workhorse, right? Our workhorse. Her work ethic is undeniable and unmatched by the best of men. I know I'm telling all you. Leroy Batista is the Minister of Labor. I think is a terrific fit as well because he has proven in his time as the head of the PSA that he will fight for his workers to get the best, right? He will not sell them out. So now, as the Minister of Labor, we're going to hold him to that as well in terms of his loyalty to labor and that balance of labor and government. Clyde Elder as Minister of Public Utilities. Morning, Clyde. I've had many interactions with Clyde Elder. I think he's a good fit there as a junior minister. Philip Watts. I do not know Philip Watts at all. I've never met him, never shook his hand. I've never had a conversation with him. And I don't know too much of his background, but he is the Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs. A lot of people may have thought Anil Roberts would have ended up there, but he ended up as a junior minister in the Ministry of Housing under David Lee. And I personally think that there is no person in the Caribbean that could talk sports or has an education in sports like Anil Roberts, but maybe after his first stint as Minister of Sport and, you know, all the live sport things and whatever may have occurred, although his name is not in any of those reports, I think maybe, you know, she thought, well, I better, you know, we got to get somebody else to that ministry to head it up. And Philip Watts, I don't know, but we're going to find out what you know about sports, brother man, because sports is something I'm very passionate about. We have Stefan Run coming up on Sunday, May 25th. I look forward to you being there. I'm going to send out an official invite because I want the Minister of Sport to meet this 12-year-old girl. Okay? I want you to come out and meet Shanaimo personally. So I'm going to send a personal invitation to the Minister of Sport. You're going to get it in an email. I look forward to seeing you at QRC, 6 a.m., Sunday, May 25th. Come out. I want you to see what we do there. All right? As for Run Stefan Run, I look forward to everybody else, you know, getting yourself registered now that this election is behind us. I know a lot of people were waiting to see who would win the election and how they're going to move forward. So please get yourself registered. You can register online at trinbagoevents.com. You could come down to Synergy TV here from 12 noon to 4 p.m. And you could get yourself registered here. Kelmore will be here. You could also go to Sports and Games in Gulf City Mall, in Trin City Mall, and in Grand Bazaar. You could purchase the coupon codes. And all you have to do when you purchase that coupon code is follow the instructions on the code. But you're paying cash by Sports and Games. All right, now I have to keep a check of things here because I don't want to end up with more people than I can manage. We're getting closer and closer to the date, and I am capping it at 800 people. But we want to give as best as we can to the Autistic Society of Trinidad and Tobago and the Couva Children Crisis Center. We want to give to those two charities, and we want to support sport at the same time by ensuring that these athletes get a proper payday. All right? So Philip Watts, you are invited officially, publicly. All right? And I'm going to see if I get a number for him as well. But in the meantime, we got to take a break. When we come back from the break, we will chat with Eden Heights, Dr. Navarro and Dr. Thompson. So stay tuned for that. We'll be back after this.
The biggest 5K in TNT takes place Sunday, May 25th at QRC. Start time 6 a.m. Run, Stefan Run. Breakfast inclusive. The highest payout of prize money for a 5K with a first prize of $5,000 and cash prizes up to 10th place. Lots of giveaway and medals for all participants. Registration is $200. Get registered now online at trinbagoevents.com or cash registration is available at Synergy TV. Mondays to Fridays from 12 noon till 4 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. Cash registration is also available at Sports and Games, Trin City Mall, Gulf City, and Grand Bazaar. Just pay cash and follow the instructions on the coupon code. It's that simple. Call 345-3380 and 482-5531. Or visit Stefan Reese Production on Facebook for more info. Part proceeds goes to the Autistic Society of TNT and the Couva Children's Crisis Center.
Celebrate Mom, the queen, with a Chimay Spa gift voucher. Amazing facials, pedicures, and massages. A perfect way to say thank you for all she does. Visit or order online at ChimayCaribbean.com. Call 285-9053.
The St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival 2025 on May 6th. Pure Jazz featuring Mateo Mancuso. On May 8th, Grammy-nominated Jasmine Horn. On May 7th, Kingdom Night, Maverick City Music. Gospel powerhouse Tasha Cobbs Leonard. On May 9th, Beanie Man and Bounty Killer unite. Young Greta, Patrice Roberts, Ricky T, The Story. On May 10th, the world unite for World Beats. Nigeria's Ruga. Joe Duet Feely. Summer Walker. The ultimate celebration on May 11th. Ronald Boo Hinkson. John Legend's soulful voice. Dance under the stars to Earth, Wind and Fire's hits. Purchase tickets at stluciajazzandartsfestival.com.
Coloring your hair is now easy with Bijan Easy Color for Men. Bijan's advanced cream formula prevents stains and drips, and it gets rid of the gray in 10 minutes. Bijan Easy Color for Men, for a natural color at no gray.
Consult Vedic astrologer Tulasi Prasad, who offers profound insights into an individual's life path and astrology journey in Trinidad and Tobago. Master can guide you with astrology and horoscope readings, love spell casting, family disputes, marriage problems, health problems, job and business problems. Master also is experienced in effective black magic removal remedies, negative energy removal remedies, reuniting loved ones, and many more. To get Master's guidance, call us now.
At +1 868 398 7547, located in Trinidad and Tobago.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
The biggest 5K in TNT takes place Sunday, May 25th at QRC. Start time 6 a.m. Run, Stefan, run. Breakfast inclusive. The highest payout of prize money for a 5K with a first prize of $5,000 and cash prizes up to 10th place. Lots of giveaway and medals for all participants. Registration is $200. Get registered now online at trinbagoevents.com, or cash registration is available at Synergy TV Mondays to Fridays from 12 noon till 4 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. Cash registration is also available at Sports and Games, Trin City Mall, Gulf City, and Grand Bazaar. Just pay cash and follow the instructions on the coupon code. It's that simple. Call 345-3380 and 482-5531. Or visit Stefan Reese Production on Facebook for more info. Part proceeds goes to the Autistic Society of TNT and the Coover Children's Crisis Center.
All right, so we're back on Breaking Dawn this morning, and of course at this time we're usually joined by Dr. Thompson, Dr. Navarro, Ignite's Clinic, and we have Dr. Thompson with us so far. We're 6 minutes past your 7 o'clock, and for the next 15 minutes we're going to chat with them. So I think we could bring in Dr. Thompson. Okay, no problem. All right, so we're getting them up and running. I thought that Dr. Lakram Bodo was a good selection and the obvious selection for Minister of Health as well. And I think he's hit the ground running as well. You know, so like I said, we'll see. But we'll discuss all of this a little more after our segment here with Ignite. All right? Nice one. All right. So as we get things cracking and we get things going this morning, I have some other things to tell you all about some new people that have come on board, like Shamir, but we'll get to that. We got Dr. Navarro and Dr. Thompson with us. And Dr. Navarro, good morning to you.
Morning to you. I was just asking if you're hearing me because I wasn't too sure.
Oh, yes, we are hearing you loud and clear. All right, so
okay,
we are 7 minutes past your 7 o'clock. What are we talking about this morning?
Well, we want to continue discussing the different protocols that we have. You know, it's important for people to know what alternatives they have. You know, if I'm a diabetic, what are the services that you offer? If I have circulation problems, you know, the protocols, the diet, the evaluation, all those things. We want people to more or less have an idea, you know, all the oxidative therapies that we carry. Including the new one, which is the PC, which is for not only cleaning the arterial vessels, but it also rejuvenates the liver, and it also deals with plaque in the brain, and that is an important thing. A lot of people are going senile. A lot of people are getting Alzheimer's and dementia as a result of that. And this is one of the therapies that we used to use, and we had to discontinue because of the whole setup in the United States where the FDA came down on these companies and revoked their licenses to export. And fortunate for us, we were able to connect back with another company that's able to supply that particular product, which is helping a lot of people who have, in case you have, you know, diabetics on the whole, they have circulation issues. The diabetes destroys arterial vessels and nerve damage. And this has the ability to restore perfect circulation throughout the body. Even if you're not diabetic, if you have hypertension, you have blocked arteries, and you need to go through surgery, this is the therapy that we use to clean up the plaque and the arterial vessels. You know, it also helps the brain too, with memory and all those things. So you know, it has such a wide range. PC is short for phosphatidylcholine, in case people are not sure what it is. Don't ask me how to spell that. I probably could, but all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So this you know, so, and of course we have the live blood analysis. We do live blood on every patient that comes in. We do a complete evaluation. All right. So if you come in here, just say you have diabetes. All right.
Right.
And I let Thompson come in on this one. All right. Brian, how would we treat that person? What do we do to make the changes for that person's blood sugar? The blood sugar not coming down. They're having serious issues with their blood sugar. And of course, they're graduating to insulin. So now they're coming off the medication, which is tablets, and they now have to put them on insulin, which is a serious condition because the insulin that you inject into the stomach and the insulin that your pancreas produces is like north and south. It's too different. And it creates some problem in the body, a lot of issues in the body. So Dr. Thompson can explain some of the things that we do to help to reverse the conditions.
All right.
Okay?
Dr. Thompson?
Yes. You hear me, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Floor is yours.
Nice. Wonderful.
Well, of course, with diabetic patient, one of the first things you have to look at is what they eat. All right. And once you understand what a person actually eats, you'll be able to help them to overcome that particular issue with diabetes, especially when it comes to type 2 diabetes. Type 1 is a bit different. All right. We won't get into that one in particular, but with type 2, it all comes down to what a person actually consumes. So have a look at the different foods, if they are able to consume certain what we call carbohydrates. Carbohydrates will be the things like yam, dashi, and sweet potatoes. So we look at diet part of it. They generally have circulation issues, so we'll introduce some of the different treatments that we do at the clinic, which is ozone therapy, where Dr. Navarro now mentioned the PC. There's also diabetics who actually do pretty good on the soaky bed, right, to increase blood flow to their tissues. And what I generally do is basically check their kidney function, which is very important. So apart from doing the live blood test, go even deeper into the kidney, because most diabetics tend to have trouble from the time they come from medication to insulin with those complications. So they will suffer with neuropathy, nerve pain. What I actually wanted persons to know before I lose that thought is that actually just for today, persons can actually come into both clinics, right? They will be able to get free consultation done today. So just only today, you'll get free consultation. So I will take full advantage of that. So you could either go to Shawanas, you could come to Trinity as well, and we're gonna have free consultation just for today, right?
That's great,
So
man.
invite all your little friends or your neighbors or whoever it is. Just invite them, and they can come in for that free consultation. So diabetes is a complicated disease itself, or complicated adaptation of the human body. I'll put it as that. Because once it is, you can get their blood sugar down by feeding them the right foods or telling them to eat the right foods. You really can't feed them. They will be able to overcome or reverse the condition. Now, from the time a diabetic actually goes back to how they used to eat, the same problem is going to come back again.
Right.
Right. That's why we talk about reversing. Reversing is a state where you could actually be at a certain point in life and it's changed. But then if you go back to the way that you used to be, things are going to come back the same. So we always tell persons, if it is that you get results, stick with that result. Don't go playing fast and try to go back to your old ways.
Right.
Then you have to actually come about with person losing their limbs, right? Losing the leg, losing the toes. Some persons actually even lose the hand as well too. So I would always say let them pay attention. Once they actually focus, they'll be able to overcome the problem itself of the diabetes.
Okay. So in other words, diabetes is not a death sentence.
No.
It can be controlled, it can be reversed, as we know, and it's just basically through nutrition.
It's a non-communicable disease. That's what they call it, non-communicable disease. In other words, you, with your lifestyle and your eating habits, create the problems.
Right.
All right? And it's an unforgiving disease because a lot of people lose eventually when you're reaching your 70s, 80s, and because of poor management, they'll go blind. Or they end up on a dialysis machine, or they lose their limbs. Now you have to remember, you walking all your life on your limbs, and all of a sudden, you lost your two legs or one leg. And if you're not in terms of your strength, okay, able to walk, then you need assistance. Depends on where you live, your geographics. Some people have upstairs and downstairs. It changes your whole life tremendously. So it's not to take it slighted, because it's a very, very dangerous disease. And usually it comes along with high blood pressure, which is another dangerous disease.
Which is, they all seem to come connected. What I want to ask, is there any common denominator between, let's say you take a look at countries around the world that have the highest diabetes rates. is there any common denominator? For instance, maybe they have a higher consumption of fast food or junk food as we call it. Maybe they have a higher consumption of alcohol. And on the issue of alcohol, well, I know a lot of people in Trinidad and Tobago, you know, all the weekends just go, right? I mean, the people be out pumping, they're drinking their alcohol. There is this thought that it is the chaser, not the alcohol. That is contributed. That in terms of diabetes, it's more dependent on the chaser than the actual alcohol itself.
That is not true. The alcohol itself, now listen, alcohol itself, if you ever did a study on alcohol itself, it is a substance that destroys the internals, the protective layer of the artery.
Okay.
And the disease does that too. So what you're actually doing is you are speeding up the process when you drink alcohol as a diabetic. Okay?
Okay.
You're causing damage much faster, you know, over the years.
Right.
And that is a dangerous thing.
Okay.
And in the junk food too. Because if you look at America and you look at us here in the Caribbean, we have, when the junk food went into these African countries where they were eating grains, nuts, and fruits, that was the main thing, and all this modernized, I ain't call no names, you know, went into these countries that were not having this set of disease. All of a sudden, people's health started to change drastically.
Yeah.
Because these foods are not healthy. They're processed, processed, highly refined, and the sugars are high in that. And of course, the cases now here in Trinidad, when 1964, we had, I think, 6% of the population was diabetic. We now have, it's possibly over 25% of your population. And that you could have how many hospitals, unless you as a patient decide to change how you eat and put yourself on a good protocol. You understand?
Yeah.
Plenty Kamala, plenty problem, man, plenty problem. Because you have, it's too many issues with diabetes, and then they coming along with the high blood pressure. So when they come together now, the only thing to manage that is proper nutrition and change of lifestyle. That's the only thing is gonna do it for us.
Yeah, but when we talk about fast food or we talk about junk food, what we classify in here? We talking about French fries, we talking about hamburgers, we talking about fried chicken. You know what basically we talking about cake, ice cream. What are we talking about?
You're talking about all those foods, because in every corner, anywhere you go, any nook and cranny you pass here, you have a fast food outlet.
Yeah.
You understand? And it is easy. You're going to the beach and you don't feel like cooking.
Yep.
You pass where?
Yeah, fast food.
Right. You fill your cooler and then you're filling your cooler with what? You understand?
Sugar.
It's sugar. And you're giving the kids that. So you eating it, they eating it. Or just take one day, you take your time and you go down lunchtime and sit down in our mall, the food court, and sit down and see what goes on there. Your jaw will drop.
Yeah.
You've seen obese. I sat down there once because they was watching cricket and I didn't want to go and shop. I tell you, if you go and shop, I sit down and watching the cricket on the TV. And I sat down in the morning after my eyes come off the cricket because I was watching obese parents, two obese parents, walking with a set of obese children. And instead of encouraging them to eat the right thing, what do you think would happen? So obesity now is a disease here, like in the States.
Yeah.
You understand? You walk around the population, you will see a lot of people are obese.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think it's a matter of what you're accustomed to, you know. We have about 2 minutes left, but it's a matter of what you're accustomed to. I mean, if you grow up eating a particular kind of way, chances are when the time comes to change the habit or to adopt a different type of nutritional program or diet, it's going to be very difficult because your palate isn't.
Your parents teach you.
Yeah.
Stefan, your parents teach you what to eat. Because they have a particular palate. And if they are diabetic and they teach you how to eat in that same way, you understand? It's up to you to make the changes. You don't say, well, I have to dead from something.
Yeah.
You know, some people say, well, I have to dead from something, but that's not the point. The point is, a lot of us are eating our way to the grave with our mouths every day. Every day.
Yeah.
And when you put them on a regulated diet like what we have, they frown because they can't get a roti. You understand? With the genetically modified flour.
It's hard to adopt. It's hard to adopt because you haven't balanced. How can I put it, boy? You haven't balanced and included those things in your daily routine of nutrition. So now it's like a drastic changeover, and your palate have to get accustomed to it.
Correct. Yeah. You have to, because our palates are perverted. That's the bottom line. Let's talk plain and plain. Our palates are perverted.
Yeah.
You understand?
We just have a few seconds left for about a minute or so. I don't know if Thompson wants to come in and say something to close. I know we had him on for a brief moment.
Yeah, just actually wanted to share persons again.
You are not forgotten. Go ahead.
Yeah, so just for today only, of course, persons can actually take advantage where we have free consultation. Right? So that is actually just for today only. Just a reminder for persons who want to get onto the WhatsApp number, that is 4939196. It's always good to actually call like around 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
But some persons have been calling right throughout the show itself. So we're not going to answer. So be reminded of that. All right. And I hope that everybody have a blessed day today. And that as we share information, persons will take it, apply it, and use it to actually better themselves.
All right, nice man. Well, fellas, thanks a lot for joining us, and best of luck today.
All right, same to you.
All right, cool man. So that is Dr. Thompson and Dr. Navarro on the inside, and we are 23 minutes past the hour, 7 o'clock this morning. I do have a few things to tell you about before we move forward. Like Shamir. Shamir, you all know Mother's Day is coming up this weekend. I have a dread back-to-back. My brother is getting married this weekend before me. And he about half my age, he getting married before me. Well done, Christian. Well done. Put more pressure on your big brother. And then we got Mother's Day the next day. So, we want to celebrate Mom. Yeah. Celebrate Mom, the Queen, with a Shamir Spa gift voucher. Amazing facials, pedicures, manicures, and massages. A perfect way to say thank you for all that Mom has done. All right? And you could visit Shamir, Trin City, and Mid-Center Malls. And they are located at number 25 Robertson Street in San Fernando. And number 23 Cipriani Boulevard in Port of Spain. All right? And you could also call them on 285-9053. That is 285-9053. Or you can order online. Free delivery by TT Post available. And we're talking about Shamir. So make sure and give them a call on 285-9053. Or you can check them out online and place your order. All right? That is Shamir. Also, let me see. Oh, we got Flow Armor. We got to remind you about security as well. We were talking a lot about that in the first hour. So no matter the space or the budget, your home deserves more than just security. It deserves armor security powered by Flow in partnership with All Pro, a home security solution that protects what matters most for just $4 a day. Visit Flow in store or online at discoverflow.co for details. Flow, bringing security home. All right, so make sure and check them out. And we also have Palm Star. We'll go with the Trinidad, we're dealing with Palm Star, Trinidad. Or where is this? Lowlands Mall. Or this is the one in Tobago? Let me deal with Tobago first. All the wholesome strain there. We deal with Tobago first. So, nice. So Palm Star Promotions is giving your little star a chance to shine live on national television. All right, this is going to be live, okay? And the 4th annual National Spelling and Vocabulary Challenge is set for July 12th at Lowlands Mall. It's open to all primary school and homeschooled kids, standard 3 to 5, ages 9 to 12 plus. Now, the top school with the most entries and points walks away with a desktop computer, plus there are chances to win tablets, medals, and much more. Buy a courtesy coat, just now, let me see if I get that right. A courtesy coat dictionary at Charon's in Tunapuna, Trin City, San Juan, or Diego Martin, and get 5% off. Now, just walk with the flyer or show it on your phone. You can register now by scanning the QR code. You could visit Palmstar Promotions online or call Auntie Esther at 471-2604. That is 471-2604. The dress code, no uniforms. Dress elegantly casual, and let's build confidence one word at a time, only with Palmstar Promotions, all right? So that is Palmstar Promotions. They got the spelling bee coming up, the National Spelling and Vocabulary Challenge. All right, so we're going to look out for that. And they're at Lowlands, all right, on July the 12th. Also, I want to remind you about Gopal's. Yeah, little Gopal's. So don't let muscular pain and injuries win. Why not consult a specialist with over 30 years of experience? Ease those aches and pains. Visit licensed massage therapists at Gopal's Massage Therapy Center, located at number 68 Market Street, Gopal Lands in Marabella. Foreign trained and licensed in Florida, Trinidad and Tobago with, foreign trained and licensed in Florida with over 30 years of experience. You can call 658-3907 or 496-1111. And services include medical massage therapy, sports injury treatment, aromatherapy, Swedish massage, deep tissue massage, sports massage, and much more. So we're talking about Gopal's Massage Therapy Center. All right? And with that, we're going to take a break. When we come back from the break, I'll give you a little info on Chef and his new courses, as well as Dave Tanku, our new Minister of Finance. He had a couple things to say at the cabinet swearing in, and we're going to listen to what he had to say to the media when we return. Stay tuned.
Adventure lives here, where nature inspires every step.
Set sail and explore the wonders of our islands.
Feel the rhythm of our festivals.
Joyful, vibrant, and unforgettable.
Whether you seek adventure
or tranquility, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has it all.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Celebrate Mom, the Queen, with a Chimay Spa Gift Voucher. Amazing facials, pedicures, and massages. A perfect way to say thank you for all she does. Visit or order online at ChimayCaribbean.com. Call 285-9053.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwaya's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
It's time to secure what matters most. Your family, your home, your peace of mind. Secure them all with Armor Security. Advanced protection starts from just $4 per day. Armor Security, powered by Flow, partnered with All Pro, inspired by you. Visit us in-store or online at discoverflow.co to learn more.
Introducing Open Minds primary school lessons 100% online. Get quality education from the comfort of your home. Affordable, expert-led online tuition to help your child succeed. Register today. Call or WhatsApp 388-6635 or visit www.openminds.education.
Before you take your omega-3 supplement, check for the natural product number NPN on the label. This unique code shows that Jameson products have approved rigorous Health Canada testing for safety and effectiveness. Unlike some supplements that carry disclaimers like not approved by the FDA, Jameson Omega-3 is the trusted choice, offering 1,800 milligrams of EPA and DHA for heart health. Choose quality. Choose Jameson.
About $1.5 billion in loans taken within the weeks leading to election. Are you aware of this? And can these loans be reneged upon?
Well, we can't renege on the loans if they are appropriately taken, because they would have been taken by a sitting government following the relevant procedures. What we need to do, first and foremost, as the Prime Minister has indicated, is assess the state of the economy. And I can assure you I'll be taking a close look at what has transpired with regards to our loans and our finances over the last few months. You will also be aware that the Auditor General's report is also due. I think it was due at the end of April. And we also need to resolve the Auditor General's report from 2023. So there are several issues that will immediately face the Ministry of Finance, as I am going in, including the foreign exchange crisis and dealing with the foreign exchange capital.
I mean, this is a very difficult role. You know, much of the public is saying it's difficult because you have to execute a lot of the plans and those promises that the UNC would have made on the campaign trail. Do you have any immediate revenue-generating plans?
We have many immediately applicable revenue generation plans. There are some low-hanging fruit that we intend to pursue, but you'll get more of that as the time progresses. What I can assure you is the first order of business is to assess really where the revenue situation is going to be with. And I'm also directly concerned about the level of debt that we currently face, including the level of foreign debt in particular.
In terms of a budget or a budget review, can we expect something like this?
Yes, actually, we are now in line for what is called the media review. Given what I've been just told earlier today and yesterday, I believe, about the potential and the risk of the reports of substantial borrowing over the last couple of months, media review will be critical to assess both in terms of the state of the revenues that currently exist and the state, therefore, of expenditure that we need to engage in going forward.
As it relates to property taxes, well, the Prime Minister did speak about repealing the Revenue Authority Act, but it was one of your campaign promises to get rid of property taxes. Some persons have already paid property taxes. What happens then?
More of that as the time comes forward. I think it would have been inappropriate for persons to have been paid and penalized by having been paid, having done their duty according to the law, and then being penalized if the law is removed. So more on that coming back. I think it's logical that those persons will have to be refunded.
Do you think we will have that mid-year budget review in
now a brand new ministry. We have a brand new government coming in. We've had media reviews as far back as June. I think we are more likely to see a media review in June.
For people who already paid property tax, what will happen?
I think I just answered that. It is logical to assume that persons who have abided by the law at the time and made their payments should not be penalized for following the law. So it's very likely that they will be compensated for that. They will receive their refund. I'm sorry? I cannot comment on that at this point.
The last 10 years criticizing Carnival. How do you feel to be filling issues?
I hope to God I'm not filling issues. I hope that I will bring a different level of transparency, accountability, and public awareness of the funds of Trinidad and Tobago, how its money is spent, how money is received, etc. I want to be much, much better than Carnival did, and I do not think that that's very difficult.
There have been another promises on campaign trail. You have to find the money for it. How would you go about doing that?
I am convinced, I have indicated this before, I'm convinced that there are many opportunities already. I had indicated previously that one of the low-hanging fruits with regards to getting access to funding and support would have come from eliminating some of the concerns raised by the procurement regulator in the 2023 report, in which she said that $5 billion was lost in inappropriately given contracts. That's what we start with, $5 billion. In addition to that, there are several other revenue-raising measures that the government will access. Let's wait until we get a true assessment of the state of play, and then we can look forward to other
I'm not sure if this is within your realm, but we know that the UNC had in the past condemned all the rentals to one man in particular, Faris Arab. Will this continue?
It's not within my realm. I will leave that to the relevant minister. I believe it is the Minister of Public Administration who is responsible for buildings and rentals and so on.
So that you will conduct a forensic audit into the accounts
of Trinidad and Tobago. No, there's sufficient resources within the Ministry of Finance to actually undertake an assessment. What I want from the Ministry of Finance at this point will be a true valuation of what exists, and the resources within the ministry will provide that. I'm confident of that. Forensic investigations will probably come afterwards.
I'm not sure if this would fall under energy or finance, but the former Prime Minister would have basically promised compensation for the deceased diners, the families. Is this something that will be considered?
I am sure that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago will make that an early priority of our government.
All right, so we're back. And as we return on Breaking On this morning, you just heard from the Minister of Finance there, Dave Tanku, making a statement there that is obviously understandable. Let us wait and see what is the real state of play in terms of the country's financial situation. Because this is the problem when you have a government, when any government comes in, and they are not accountable, they are not transparent, right? When you have a feeding frenzy taking place, when you have the encouraging of the rich to get richer so the poor can get jobs going on, when you have all of these things going on, right? No checks and balances. I can't remember the last time, I don't even know when an LCB was last audited. Anybody know? Please inform me, right? You have certain things that have not been, certain places and state entities have not been audited. Now, my point is this. When you have, it's like the PNM and the 30 years consecutive rule. Who was keeping checks and balances in that 30 years? Who was keeping checks and balances? How you know where the money was going? How you know what money was really coming in? How you know how money was being spent? And how much money was coming out of the system and going into people's pocket? How much money you really think you're losing that gas station scandal? You understand what I'm saying? There is consecutive terms, and in consecutive terms, one can cover the tracks. Right? So you never know really were going on because nobody's really there to hold them accountable, right? Especially when you have infiltrated independent offices. When independent offices start to lose their independence and they are biased, right, towards the ruling party, which we know has happened over the last 10 years, and who've excised that idea business. You could go and pretend it and living on Fantasy Island all you want. I don't believe you. I know a lot of you are biased, and people have been put in certain positions and they hold in certain positions and whatever. So you know that you have this loyalty towards one as opposed to the other, and all of that plays part in the deception, the financial deception of our country. You understand what I'm saying? So when you have a new government coming now and you have all these changes taking place, yes, on a campaign you're going to make promises. You have to make promises. You know, they say a promise is a comfort to a fool. Well, guess what? The electorate, a large majority of them could be classified as fools. Because some people just want to hear a promise, or they need a promise in order to feel comfortable to make a decision. Right? So promises have to be made. But within the promises that are made on a campaign trail, you still have to wait till you get in there and understand what is the state of play. Because you don't know in opposition. In opposition, you do not know the state of the treasury. Now, we know that salary increase was taken. About 47% salary increase was taken. So, well, it couldn't be that bad. But if it's that bad, and you still take it, well then that says a lot about the outgoing Prime Minister, right? So they have to see what the financial situation of the country is, and then you move forward from there. So anybody who is jittery right now and expecting things to happen one time, right? Well, then you got to be really, really foolish. Even more foolish than people that buy into all the promises that are made, you know, on campaigns, right? You have to give it a little time to grow. Okay? You don't plant a seed in a pot, and as soon as you plant it and water it, the plant does just spring up, boom. No. It gradually grows, right? And then it blossoms. So there are things that will be put in place, and I guess they said they have some revenue streams that they're looking at, but they've got to find out the financial situation that the country is in at this point. Morning. And then we'll go forward from there. Yeah, what's going on? Talk to us.
My views, I would have liked to see Mr. Griffith align himself with that party. And
Why?
that would have been the dream team.
But why?
That would have been the because of his the training he have. You'd be an asset to the
Well, the opportunity for that was there, but that did not materialize.
For the country's sake, but I would have liked to see him in that party aligning himself, and they would have been unbeatable. You have a nice day, Stefan.
All right, no problem. But did they lose? I don't understand. You're saying if he had aligned himself with the party, they would have been unbeatable, which makes absolutely no sense, because in the end they were unbeatable. So I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know. Morning.
Morning, Mr. Stefan.
Yeah, morning. What's up?
Well, the update on Siotong is that he coming to talk about energy. I don't know if he's the Minister of Energy still.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Yeah, and I sent you a link because in December, the Speaker had put to Siotong explain the 3 months delay. And remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
Answer any questions on what was your purpose of Venezuela and the agenda, the 1.2 million. Well, you might finally find out about that from the minister. Who is the minister now? Because it must have some kind of documentation inside that they unless he went on vacation and they go pay for it.
Did Rudal Munilal, I saw a post floating around. It's being shared all over social media that Rudal Munilal, the new Minister of Energy, said that today he will reveal all the secrets of the Dragon Gas deal. Is that true?
Well,
because remember I was in St. Thomas and I'll come back. I didn't get a chance to fact check that.
Well, I know about today. He say going in the ministry today and ask questions.
All right.
Right? Because the question was posed to Mr. Stewart Young last year about the trips to Venezuela that he made multiple times, either A, by himself, or B, with personnel from the ministry. And the question was always deferred. And in December, the speaker put it to him, explained a 3 months delay in answering these questions, and it never came to fruition. Right? The question was never answered. So we had to find out personally. We go inside there. See, Dr. Lakram Bodo in San Fernando Hospital.
He are real work
see, the first priority is to deal with integrating children with disabilities into the hospital. So I hope you reach out to him because we had the event going on. We know it takes them 10 years to finally open the institution. Open by Donna Cox, a change in name. You know, talking about the facility for
cerebral
children
palsy.
to do rehab.
Yep.
And thing, the minister was on your program talk about the facility. I was locked up for 10 years. You know about that. And one more thing before I leave here. The Venezuelan president has rejected the International Criminal Court and tell them put a pause on all your creating governors for Essequibo. And he say all kind of thing about Guyana and the president and prime minister of Guyana. And like he really want the Essequibo and he taking the ICJ ruling into consideration. He ignored it altogether. So right now we have to know who we batting, who we want as we friend and who we want as we enemy. Are we playing neutral long time?
Yeah.
Right? So he divine court. Okay, I go on.
All right, yeah. Well, on that issue with the Essequibo, let me tell you, if you make a move for that, I think Trump will flatten Venezuela. I'm telling you, seriously. Morning. Yeah. Morning. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, morning, Stefan.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a solution for saving some revenue. What about Napa and Sapa? We use those buildings for all the various ministries or the rental thing we have all over. Those buildings are just there, sitting there. We use it maybe once or twice, maybe in a year.
Yeah.
And we could save some money in rentals there. All right, so that is my contribution.
Okay, no problem. If I have a rental attached to Napa and Sapa, I'd check that, you know. I'm not too sure about that. Yeah, hello, morning.
Stefan, morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Morning, go ahead.
Stefan, one question. Who is the Minister of Communication?
That's a real good question. That is a real good question because I didn't see any listed as Minister of Communication. So I was wondering, well, who is in charge? I saw I don't know. I'd ask a question on that.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing it. Only if the
somebody has to be in charge of that.
Yeah.
Right? But I do not know. I didn't see anyone listed as that.
Yeah, well, some ministries have different names, like Homeland Security.
Yeah, but it have none with communication in it, eh? It have none with communication in it. I can tell you that.
Communication. Yeah.
I've not seen anything with communication. So I really don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I have to ask a question about that. I was wondering it myself. All right, thanks a lot. I was wondering, I was wondering that myself. Yeah? I said, but wait now, who's the Minister of Communication? Because you have TAT, you have like TTT and the other media houses associated with that is owned by the state and operated by the state. And if I'm not mistaken, the Minister of Communication is the one who's in charge of that. But I didn't see any Minister of Communication listed. Hello, good morning. So I don't know who in charge of all those.
Good morning.
I don't know. Yeah, what's up?
Morning.
Yeah,
what
go ahead.
The man was trying to say what is the man was trying to say with Griffith is, if somebody didn't push her spoke because she had to make a choice between Griffith and what was his name? For name Alexander.
Which Alexander?
Can make a choice. The one from Port of Spain. What's his name?
Philip
Alexander.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because she had to make a choice between Philip Alexander and Gary Griffith.
Uh-huh.
She had to make a choice between the two of them, which one go stay in the party, and she made her choice, if you understand what I'm saying. So if somebody didn't have to push her spoke, you would have liked to see Griffith and which is Roger Alexander now together in harmony to deal with the crime. That's what he was trying to say.
Well, I mean, look, I understand what you're trying to say, but that would give us the perception that, and this is nothing taken away from Gary Griffith, I don't want him to take this wrong way, but it just gives you perception, is Gary Griffith the only person in Trinidad and Tobago that knows or has, any clear path or vision in terms of how to deal with crime?
Not necessarily, but
right.
at his level where he was going at, with his vision, which part he was going at that point in time, where he didn't get the time to
I agree
show
with all of
his
that.
vision where, right.
I agree with all of that,
You would have liked to see what you would have liked to see what he would have done now, where he and this Alexander would have actually done. You would have liked to see.
Well, maybe there is a place for him, but it just won't be as a Minister of Minister of Defense or Homeland Security. Maybe it will be. Maybe he might get a role. Who knows? I mean, who knows? Who knows what number could play moving forward?
Well,
so I don't know. You know what I mean? Yep.
Yeah,
all right. Because I'm very sure that if Griffith has reapplied for the office of Commissioner of Police, I would imagine he would be very high on the list as he has been in the last 2 assessments. So, I mean, we'll see. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Stefan. How are
Hello.
you?
Yeah, hi. How are you? You outside, but
I am outside, yeah. I'm waiting for the mental health unit. I don't want to come out too much until I get evaluated. I feel I get messed up.
I hear you.
So I need some evaluation. And let me tell you, whatever we get now for the next 10 years, it would not be as bad as what we had from before. This is a woman. Not taken away from men, but this is a woman. Women are more compassionate and these kind of things, right? So
I agree.
It would be better, right? Okay.
All right. No problem, my dear.
Okay.
No problem at all. Oh God, I love all it too bad, All right, I got to hold up there. Real people coming out and calling, boy. Real people. Paulo Kernahan put out a post here. Is the greatest, I really like Paulo, Paulo says the new government has been an instant cure for laryngitis. Many who were on strict orders from doctors to not use their voice for the past 9+ years have suddenly been cleared to speak up. No, but it is true. It is true. It is true. A lot of people who have been silent, you're going to hear them now. They're going to be pounding down the door. Because, the criticism starts, this is how politics is. The criticism starts from day one. You're not allowed to settle in. You're not allowed to settle in. You're not allowed to say certain things. You're not allowed to be rational. You're not allowed to be logical. You're not allowed to apply common sense. Because, God forbid. You understand what I'm saying? So you're going to get a lot of that. Now, that is not to say that the new administration is not going to be up for criticism in the coming months. The Prime Minister herself said 6 months in terms of crime, and we're going to hold her to that. In 6 months, we're going to check to see where we are with crime. And then, we're going to start to ask some questions. But you give 6 months, we're giving you 6 months. All right? As well as other things. We'll see how the Finance Ministry moves on when it is properly assessed as to what is taking place with the Treasury. And then we will see the ideas that they're going to implement in other sectors. We tend to forget that we have other sectors. We are gas-brain society. There are other sectors, sports, sport tourism, medical tourism. I want to let the person know, one of my viewers, your message did not fall on deaf ears. It was forwarded to Dr. Lakram Bodo, who did put it in the manifesto. One of my viewers asked, and I did not even notice, because sometimes we don't notice certain things now, boy. Right? Because we don't utilize it now. We don't use the dispensary in the hospitals. So when one of my viewers said, Stefan, could you please advise the opposition that it would be nice if the dispensary could be open 24 hours a day? I forget it is closed, the dispensary, you know. He said, because when you go to the hospital, sometimes you go to the hospital all hours and then you have to get medication. And sometimes there is nowhere to get the medication because the dispensary closed and everywhere closed up. But if the dispensary is open 24 hours, people will be able to access medication easily. And I said, that's not a bad idea at all. And I forwarded the message to somebody who forwarded it to Dr. Lakram Bodo, and I think it was put in the manifesto. So that's one of the things. I want you to know that was put in there, and we'll see how things proceed with that. All right? But in the meantime, I do have to take a break. Before I go to the break, though, there are a couple things I have to remind you of before we come back and give the birthdays. Let me see now. Right, we got to tell you about Chef. So the Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy, several courses again. I'll just give you a few because they're so far away that some of them starts in May. All right, so we have the one-day master classes and chef table event. It starts on Saturday, 17th of May. That is right around the corner next week. So if you want to get in on the one-day master classes and chef table event, Saturday the 17th of May. Okay? Now, I think this is attached to it, you know. And this will include cocktails, steak and wine, Cajun, Italian, Mediterranean, African cuisines, and more. Demos will be done by different guest chefs for that event, and that is May the 17th. All right? The others I will tell you about tomorrow, but we're just going to focus on May the 17th for that event for now. Now, to get involved in that, you need to contact Chef on 372-4639 or 737-5097. And Chef is on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All right? So make sure and check him out. And Palmstar Trinidad. All right? Nice, lovely. So Palmstar Promotions is back bigger and brighter with the 4th annual National Spelling and Vocabulary Challenge. This time it's heading to Eastgate Mall. Prelims on May the 17th. Registration is from 7 to 8 a.m. The semifinals and grand finals will take place on May 24th. Registration starts at 7:30 a.m. Now, calling on all the primary schools and homeschooled champs, standards 3, 4, and 5, ages 9 to 12 plus. This is your time to shine. Top school with the most student entries and points wins a desktop computer. And that's not all. There are also chances to win tablets, medals, and more. So register by April 15th. You can scan the QR code, find Palmstar Promotions on Facebook, or call Auntie Esther at 471-2604. And you could also grab a Kotesi Kotela dictionary at Charan's in Tunapuna, Trin City, San Juan, or Diego Martin. Just show the flyer or a pic on your phone and get 5% off. Dress code is elegantly casual, no school uniforms, and come out and support your young minds. Listen, learn, and enlighten each other. With that, we take the final break. We come back with the birthdays.
At the castle, we just love moms.
I love you, Mommy.
And this Mother's Day, we are cooking up a storm with lots of tasty food. So forget about cooking. Let us fix dinner with a popular family meal. And lunch is a breeze with a snack box and the fish, chicken, and veggie sandwich combos. Oh yeah, and we've got the chicken and wing buckets, plus rotisserie meals, and of course, delicious sides. And it's all cooked with our nice local seasonings. So take a break and enjoy. Happy Mother's Day from Royal Castle.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Ready to unlock your potential? Welcome to Open Minds Education from preschool to high school. We bring expert tutoring right to your home 100%, with a stunning 450% growth in enrollment. We're transforming education with real results. At Open Minds, it's more than grades, we're building future leaders with academic and life skills. Don't wait. Call or WhatsApp 388-6635 or register now at www.openminds.education.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
Why now see a headline there? I nearly pelted my phone, you know. The PNM Women's League is questioning the amount of female appointments to the cabinet. Yeah, they say out of 32 government appointments, 6 were women. That when you really have nothing to talk about, you know. That when you have nothing to talk about. Look now. All right, let me get to the birthdays, boy. Lord Father. We would like to wish Mitra John a happy birthday, coming from your kids Ethan, Aaron, Nicholas, Michael, Nikita, and wife Radhika. Wishing you happy, relaxing retirement, and wishing you many more with love. Yeah, man, Mitra. Well, that real John celebrating the birthday today. Also, all right, I have the greeting here. Happy birthday going out to Miss Ninti Sinanan, an adverse listener to Breaking Dawn. May you continue to be blessed with good health and happiness always from your family and friends, not forgetting your son, Winston Sinanan. Have a wonderful day, Miss Ninti. Nice man. Also, what we have here? That's now. No, that is Minty. Right. Good morning, Stefan and the Breaking Dawn crew. Please take a moment to wish my BFF and ride or die wife, Consuelo Hospitalis Bedo, a happy birthday. She celebrates 54 and many more to come. From her husband, Brian, and the rest of the family. Happy birthday to you, Consuelo. Also, would like to wish Kiara John a 9th birthday, coming from her mom, Sana, grandmom Charmaine, Auntie Marley, and sister Kayla. Wishing her many more, and they want you to know they love you. Nice. Also, would like to wish Charmaine John a happy 40th birthday. Coming from your children, Nikita, Nicholas, and Michael, grandkids, nieces, Hannah and Angelina, and the entire John and Salandi family, with love. All right, so happy birthday going on to Charmaine. I tell you, plenty Johns today. And today is my wife, Anjani's birthday. She celebrates 60, and she celebrated it actually on Saturday, the 3rd of May. This is a greeting coming from her husband, Kisoon, daughters Hannah and Shana, grandchildren Silas, Sana, and Essa. All right, and that's coming along from Ram Kisoon Ramrup. All right, so that's another birthday greeting. Lana, happy belated birthday to you, coming along from the whole family as well. And I have to say as we go, you know, some people just travel and try anything, eh? Director, Chris tried to introduce me to coconut water with gas. It called a Cocorico. Last I checked, that was Trinidad, one of Trinidad national birds. It buy it in Puerto Rico. Coconut water with gas, and it come in a can. Something wrong with here, no? Yeah. The name Cocorico. You want to try that? Man, beg me to take a sip of that to try that, you know. When I do try it now, man, let me get my coconut wrong the savannah or in a plastic bottle, please. You ever hear about coconut water with gas? No, you ever drink coconut water with gas? They selling that solo? Listen, I tell them yesterday and I'll say it here as we close. Never in my life have I gone to buy coconut water and the coconut vendor pick up the coconut with the cutlass in the next hand and go so, whap, whap, whap. And when you're ready to crack it open, never before have I heard, tss. We out for today, people. Until tomorrow, stay safe.
Good morning. Welcome to Breaking Dawn.